The lights are on a cloudy afternoon here at Bishan Stadium. Welcome to Saturday night Singapore Premier League action. It is very much game on with two big clashes being played simultaneously. Here we are focusing on two teams that share this stadium. The Tigers of Balestier Khalsa are on their best run in 5 years against the Lion City Sailors, who still struggle to put together 2 consecutive wins. It is 3rd against 6th. As you can see, Balestier Khalsa are the ones at the moment chasing top spot and that automatic qualification for the AFC Champions League group stage. I don't think anyone expected the Lion City Sailors to be down in 6th after 6 games of what is now, of course, a 14-game season. Both teams coming here off the back of mixed displays, if you like. Balestier Khalsa with that unbeaten 5-game run, including last time out a thrilling comeback at our Tampines hub against Geylang, winning that one by 3-2. And Kiki Krajcek and Marko Kravic in that article was at pains to really emphasise the importance of Kiki to the lineup. And it should be noted, even though he's naturally right-footed, the goal he got this season came with his left. So Kiki Krajcek, familiar face to Balestier Khalsa fans. As for the Lion City Sailors, well, as I said, they just can't put 2 of those green dots together, can they? They were very impressive here last time out in the second half when they wiped the floor with the Young Lions by 5-0, but they backed that up, having to come from behind to grab a point against Hougang. Shardan Suleiman, the skipper today, was the man that got that goal, that got them the point, starting to show real evidence of why they were so keen to nab him from Tampines Rovers in the close season. So kickoff is less than 10 minutes away. The teams will be out very shortly, but it's time we caught up with the 2 coaches. Let's hear from them now. In a moment, we'll hear from Aurelio Vidmar, the under-pressure Lion City Sailors boss, who was linked with Bangkok United of Thailand in the week. But first, let's hear from the man of the moment, one of the nicest guys in Singapore football. Here's the head coach of Balestier Khalsa, Marko.
Coach, first of all, you're on the back of a huge win against the Young Lions on Sunday, so morale must be pretty high within the squad. Will you be expecting another result today, a huge 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 result today?
So apologies, a false alarm on the interviews, but let's now cross. I'm sure we will hear from Balestier Khalsa boss Marko Kravic first. Well, we're having a slight problem with our pre-match interview, so do bear with us, no problem. I continue, both coaches were in fine form when they were interviewed earlier on. It's a warm welcome wherever you're watching around the world. This game being broadcast live on Singtel, StarHub, across the Football Association of Singapore's Singapore Premier League social media channels, and of course One Play Sports and our various broadcast partners around the world. We are at Bishan in Singapore. It's just gone 20 past 5 local time. We're really looking forward to this one. Another game that's also going on live simultaneously. If you hunt around, you'll find the pictures for that as well on a similar broadcast platform. It's the East Coast Derby at our Tampines hub between the Stags and the Eagles, Tampines Rovers and Geylang International. Must apologise, I'm told we won't be hearing from the managers pre-match, but I can give you a sneak preview. As usual, Aurelio Vidmar gave us absolutely nothing, including not even telling us that Hassan Sunny doesn't feature today. That's the headline piece of Team News. No Hassan Sunny for the Sailors today. As for Balestier Khalsa, well, unfortunately for them, Big Bruno is still out. Bruno Bruncevic, their leading goal scorer this season with 3, the colossal young centre-back who's been such an integral part of the Tigers' success in recent weeks. Unfortunately, he's still recovering from that injury he picked up, scoring the goal in their 1-0 win against Tanjong Pagar. So, injury problems for Balestier Khalsa, and that's led to them having to bring 2 new faces into the squad. General Manager had a chat with me earlier and said that Jordan Emerview and Aravin, 19 and 24 years of age respectively, both passed their beat test, yo-yo test on Thursday, so they've been cleared to join the squad. And it's great to see that Balestier Khalsa have got some new blood. There you can see at the bottom of your screen, Marko Kravic just taking his position in the dugout. Of course, as mentioned, these two teams share this stadium this season. So for the purposes of this fixture, Balestier Khalsa are the designated home team. The surface, bearing in mind we've had some heavy rain here, is holding up reasonably well. There are a couple of patches on it that look like they may dig up and cut up as the course of the 90 minutes plays out, but it's going to have to get used to it, this service, because we are packing the fixtures in between now and the early part of December when the curtain will come down on the league season. Our referees being led out there by German Zaiton, and here come the home side, Balestier Khalsa, led out by their captain. Great to see him back after some terrible luck with injuries last season. Zaiful Nizam, in that interview in the Straits Times, everyone was rallying around as how integral he has been to the resurgence of the Tigers, who, let's not forget, were wooden spoonists last season, and they certainly don't look like they're going to be finishing in bottom place in this campaign. So Balestier Khalsa will be wearing their home kit of red. We're awaiting the arrival of the Lion City Sailors. They will be out shortly. We'll give you the team news as it comes in. There's a 3-change situation to both team lineups as the Sailors come out in their blue jerseys. Stipe Plazibat, who, unusually for him, didn't get on the score sheet against Howgang, but he did come up with a brace in that 5-0 win against Young Lions, including one from the penalty spot. Both these teams have got recent form lines of playing very well in the second halves after slow starts. Mentioned that come from behind win for Balestier Khalsa at OTH against Geylang, and of course the Lion City Sailors, well, they were goalless at the break against the Young Lions. They were trailing 1-0 against Howgang, and going back even further, they were 2-0 down at half-time against Albrechts before getting back to 2-2 and then going down to a dramatic late Albrechts Nagata winner. Also, I have to tell you, we will be observing, and do observe it with us, a minute's silence for the departed Salim Moin, who so tragically passed away late last evening. The former Singapore international, Tampines Rovers manager in the 2014 season, and most recently, of course, he's part of the Howgang United coaching staff up until his sad passing yesterday as assistant manager, and of course, he was leading the drive to get Howgang back in AFC competition after they reached the AFC Cup last season. The two skippers, Shardan and Zaiful, meeting in the middle for the toss. Balestier Khalsa beneath me going into their pre-match routine of a huddle. The Lion City Sailors just milling around a little bit, and I think the referee will soon bring all the players onto the pitch to the centre circle to observe a minute's silence for Salim Moin, a real character of Singapore football who tragically passed away last night. Before we have our minute silence, we'll check in with the team news. Balestier Khalsa, 3 changes. In comes Yi Hoi Nyi, Elijah Lim and Gay Samir into the starting lineup with Bruno unavailable, and those 2 new signings on the bench. As for the Lion City Sailors, well, 3 changes to the team that drew 1-1 against Howgang. Most noticeably, there's no sign of Hassan Sunny. We're not sure what the issue is him. I assume he's injured. But as I say, Aurelio Vidmar not forthcoming in his pre-match interview about the absence of Hassan Sunny. Take it from me, even though you didn't get to see it. So Rudy deputises in goal. Elsewhere into the starting lineup comes Song Ul-yong, who was out with injury, and Haikul Pasha. So Balestier Khalsa in their pre-match huddle. They'll soon join the Lion City Sailors in the centre circle to observe this minute's silence, and please do observe it with us wherever you are watching around the world. A tragic turn of events last night for the world of Singapore football with the passing of Salim Moin. So we shall observe a minute's silence for Salim, and then we'll be set for action. Our condolences to the family and everyone in the football community for the sad loss of Salim Moeen overnight at the age of just 59. A true stalwart of the Singapore football scene and a real character. So with our respects paid to Salim, we can concentrate on action here at Bishan. With third taking on sixth, the Sailors desperately needing to put some results together if they have a hope of catching Tampines Rovers, who go in to today's matches with a very comfortable 4-point lead at the top of a Singapore Premier League table that, remember, will be decided after just 14 games and 2 rounds this season. It'll be Balestier in the red playing from right to left in this first half. Lion City Sailors in the blue-white shorts playing from left to right. We'll keep you up to date with the scores and the other game that's going on concurrently. It's Saturday night, live, AIA, Singapore Premier League football from Bishan, the Sailors and the Tigers, with Stipe Plazivat, the leading goal scorer in the competition, set to get us underway. Stipe looking to get the goal he needs to go into double digits for the campaign. Chardin manages to find Gabriel Quack, and that's well met through the middle. Balestier who get it away. Akari with the throw for the Sailors, and hacked away uncompromisingly by Fadley, who's looking to try and find Zuzu. He'll put some pressure on Rudy here, who is just under a tiny bit of pressure there, getting his first touch as he steps in from the absent Hassan Sunny. Sailors show great width against the young Lions here to carve them open in the second half. That didn't have enough on it, though. It's met quite comfortably by the Balestier Khalsa defence, but here they come again with Gabriel Quack, who's looked in fine form of late. Chardin just went over the top, headed away by Gay Samir. The Sailors starting slightly the more brighter of the two sides here. That's across into the middle. It's well dealt with, though, and there's a chance to break and a run on for Zuzu here. Now, what's Rudy going to do? Is he going to come? Yes, he is. Good goalkeeping. Managed to get there. That was a very bad leave. Well, I said a bad leave. It was a very intelligent leave because Gabriel Quack was offside. Nice thinking from Yo Hai-Nyi. Entirely sure on that replay the offside call was warranted. Referee today, Jahaman, assisted on the touchlines by Andy Tan and Chang Kwok Wei. Tajeli looks for the pass across, and there's a foot race on here for Hazawan, which he can't win, and trotting over to take the throw for the Sailors will be now Kudin. Well, one back though by Balestier Khalsa. They can launch one in, and there's time and space for Kiki Krychek. Don't think he could believe just how much time and space he had, and now on the second phase of that, they're going to win a free kick for the foul on Elijah Lim. And he has got the ability to hit these with both Kiki Krychek. Haswan's over it as well. So options here for Balestier Khalsa in a really promising position to make an early breakthrough. We're just 3.5 minutes on the clock here. Will it be Haswan or Krychek? My money will be on Kiki. Kiki Krychek! And it just goes wide. Not a million miles away. But the first shot in anger comes from the hosts. And Rudy Kairulim is struggling across to get to that. And Luckily for him, he saw it go wide. Get the impression there's goals in this game, but having said that, it was a low-scoring game last time out for the Lions City Sailors, 1-1, with all the attacking talent they've got at their disposal. It's unrealistic to expect them to be scoring 4 or 5 goals a game, but I think Aurelio Vidmar would like to see them be a bit more effective in front of goal this afternoon. Gabriel Quack, that's nicely worked. Now putting his foot on the ball is Saifullah. Chardin. This is more like it from the Sailors now. Kudin on the overlapping run. Can they get the cross in here? To the byline. Might find Gabriel Quack here, just inside the area. It's Gabriel Quack, tries to beat his man and dealt with very, very well. So promising enough start here, still goalless, 5 minutes in. Balestier's throw taken by Yohan Yi. It's cleared and just hesitating for a split second, but he got away with it with Arish Kumar. And they could be in business again, but I think Shohei Hoshino thought he might have seen Rudy Kairula off his line, and that wasn't the case. In any event, the shot off target. There is Marko Krajovic. Had a brief spell with Kelantan last year that was very brief, but back before you knew it, in charge of Balestier Khalsa, the SPL Manager of the Year in 2014. He's got this side turned right around after their wooden spoon effort last season. That was well kept by Akari. Sailors, as was the case in the first half occasionally against the Young Lions, just the final pass letting them down. Some pressure here for Hazwan. It's a ball over the top looking for Hoshino, who gets the flick on to Zuzu. But the Sailors' defence deal with it comfortably enough. It was a nice play by Tajeli. Chardin. Kudin. Chardin again. Time and space to turn for Stipe Plazibat, but he's deep. He needs to try and support in the area here. They've turned them inside out. It's a real chance for the Sailors, and it's a very important block. It gives away the corner, but it could have been much worse. The Sailors passed Balestier Khalsa open there, and that was a very, very important block that came in. Nicely timed pass by Song. And when the ball came in from Heikel, it's very good defensive work by Jeffrey Taha, I think it was. First corner to be taken by Chardin. This could drop for a effort on goal, and again it's blocked. The Balestier Khalsa boys putting their bodies on the line here as the Lions City Sailors try and get something going. Meanwhile, can they break quickly here? It's Zuzu. Where's the support? Christian Krajcek has given up the ghost on his run. Not so Yohan Yi. And here is Christian Krajcek. What can he do? Christian Krajcek on target. Well saved by Rudy Kairula as the game starts to open up 7.5 minutes in. Lovely work from Yohan Yi and from Zuzu, and Krajcek had time and space, far too much of it from a Sailor's point of view. It's a loose pass back live that Balestier Khalsa will pick up, and Chardin concedes a free kick. Switch it to this near side. First time effort from Kiki Krajcek. Picked up the loose pass by Elijah Lim, and he very nearly threaded it through to Zuzu. Just couldn't control it. He gets the thumbs up from his teammate there, Elijah Lim from Zuzu. Kudin. Gets it back, and then they swing it forward on a long pass that's going to find its target here, and they should be able to keep this in. And they do, and they'll win a free kick as well. Dangerous position, this. And the referee just wants to word with Gaysamir as well. It was nice work by Haikul. Gaysamir with that distinctive mop of hair gives away the free kick. So referee will send them back much further than the wall is currently, only about 4 yards in front of the ball there. You can see from that shot just that the pitch at Bishan is going to cut up, and that's going to be an issue with the rains that we're having here in Singapore over the next 3 or 4 weeks at the conclusion of the season. Shardan, what can he do here? It's a ridiculously narrow angle. Can he whip this in and deceive Zaiful Nizam? Or will he put it into the 6-yard box to try and find Stipe? It's Stipe, and it's 1-0. Well, that was textbook from the Lion City Sailors. Stipe Plazibat towering over the Khalsa defenders. A pinpoint cross from the set piece from Shardan, and Stipe Plazibat's up to 10 for the season. The first player in the league to get to double digits. And that's now 5 for Hougang and 5 for the Lion City Sailors he scored this season. And the Sailors have the early breakthrough here. Made it look oh so easy, unfortunately, for Marko Kravic's point of view. And there was absolutely no chance for Zaiful Nizam. Nice turn by Zuzu. Has he seen him off his line? He thought he did, and he very nearly deceived Rudy Kairula there. Looks like the way this game's gone early, that with the absence of Hassan Sunny, Marko Kravic has told these Balestier Khalsa players to shoot from distance and from range, maybe along the lines of the fact that Rudy might be a bit rusty, having played second fiddle to Hassan Sunny for so long. They've given up possession again in the dangerous area. Look at that turn from Zuzu. Not a million miles away, just didn't dip down in time. They'll come up with the throw by Yu Hai-Nyi. Still goalless incidentally at our Tampines hub. Stags 0, Geylang 0. That game, a designated home game for Geylang, I should also mention. Like these two teams, those two sides sharing the stadium of our Tampines hub. Here's Stipe Plazibat again. Plazibat. Oh, that's a lovely passage of play. Can they finish this off? The flag stays down. Should be 2. Wonderful save from Zaiful Nizam. Beautiful passing. 3 players involved. And Zaifula was at the heart of it. Held their run really well. Stipe to Zaifula to Haikul. And Haikul just tried to switch it from his left to his right. And that maybe is what has kept the score at just 1-0. They will get a corner out of it, though. They're second of the game. Shardan. They were vulnerable in the air from a set piece last time, and they were very nearly vulnerable again there. It's hit the post, and Shardan's offside on the second phase, but they're rocking and rolling all right, are the Lion City Sailors, and the Stags are rocking and rolling as well. Tampines Rovers have taken the lead in the East Coast Derby against Geylang, and look at this header off the post with Rudy Kairula beating all ends up, and Shardan on the second phase was offside, and even if Stipe had managed to pull off the cute back flick, it wouldn't have counted. Now this routine that we've seen from Balestier Khalsa with Zaiful Nizam, he's leaving the goal kicks to Jeffrey Taha. They just need to hang in on this game at the minute, Balestier Khalsa. They can't afford to go 2 or 3 behind before half-time, even with their recent reputation of being a strong second-half side. Marko Kravic will know that they've been carved open through the middle by some very cute passing from the Lion City Sailors, but they have been threaded open. It's there for all to see. Well won by Kiki Krajcek. Lovely work from Krajcek. And it's picked up by Hoshino. Hoshino, the flag staying down here. He's onside, is Hazwan, needs support. Gets it back, shot comes in, and it's just wide. Well, business really picking up here at Bishan. Saturday night, AIA Singapore Premier League action. Live on Singtel, StarHub. AIA Singapore Premier League social media channels and One Play Sports as well. Here comes Song. for the Sailors. Looking to find the perfect pass again. Stipe waits in the middle. Also calling for it is Zaifula. And it's well won by Gay Samir. A reminder, we'll have a hydration break midway through each half. That's scheduled to come up in just under 10 minutes' time. 5 substitutes allowed as well, as we have a look at Haswan here. He pulled this back really well, and I think it was Johan Yi pulling it just wide. But there's been chances at either end here. Already 8 attempts on goal, 5 for the Sailors and 3 for Khalsa through the first 15 minutes. Jay Samir with the free kick for Balestier, thinks about going back. Really in two minds here. Referee's going to be telling him to get on with it in a minute. He's got no choice but to go back because the Sailors had them locked down in the middle of the park, and that's a loose pass. It's going to be picked up comfortably by Akari. He has it taken off in though by Zuzu. More promising movement up front from Balestier. Still Zuzu. Can he get the shot away? This will be some goal, Zuzu! And I wonder whether Hoshino would have been onside there if he decided to take a stab at it. Both teams having their moments in the middle of the park through the first quarter of an hour. It was a great run from Zuzu. He left Zaifula standing, didn't really get a clean connection with the shot, and it almost turned into an accidental cross for Hoshino. If Hoshino had stuck a leg out there, he might have even got something on it. Look at that. 9 shots on goal now. To Jelly. Over the top, looking for Gabriel Quack. He might be able to keep this in. He'll get the second prize of a throw. Jeffrey Taha left with little choice but nudge it out. Do get the feeling, don't you, that we're going to see plenty more goals in this game. Here's Akari. And the throw and decision go the way of Balestier Khalsa. Should Tampines go on to beat Geylang? Today, their lead at the top of the Singapore Premier League will open up even further with Albrechts and Hougang not in action until tomorrow. And in a 14-game season, draws are almost as self-destructive as losses. Wins are going to be so precious. We're already at the halfway mark of the campaign as well, and it'll all be over by the early part of December. We're going to rattle through the next 7 rounds of games. Krycek puts that straight into Gabriel Quack. The referee had his back to the action there. I don't think he saw it. Krycek carries on regardless, gets the ball through the middle, but that'll drift through to Rudy Kairula to collect. Having a lot of joy down this left-hand side, the Lion City Sailors. It was the right-hand side that did the damage against the Young Lions. Here they come down the left once more. This squad packed full of attacking talent. They managed to find Plazibat in the area. Lovely dink over the top. Narrow angle and a great finish. Super strike. Lovely ball from Plazibat from a narrow angle. Zaiful Nizam can't stop the Sailors, making it 2. We've played 18 minutes here, and the Sailors are in cruise control. Have a look at this from Stipe Plazibat. He waited, he held it up brilliantly. He waited for the runner ahead of him, and Song Il-yong finished it brilliantly. Song Il-yong with his 3rd goal of the season. That is a exquisite strike from the Lion City Sailors. And Balestier Khalsa need to find a response here, and need to find a response quickly, because at the moment it's one-way traffic. They've had opportunities. It's not like that first half against the Young Lions, where the Young Lions were pegged back by the Sailors here 2 weeks ago. But the quality, the extra quality that the Lion City Sailors possess. Has been the difference in this one to this point. Plazamat in the 10th minute, Song in the 18th. And the Sailors have a very comfortable buffer here. Chance for Hoshino, though. Can they strike back with Hazwan straight away? Looking for Zuzu with the acrobatics. But Shardan can send the Sailors on their way once more. Inside to Song. He scored a goal a minute ago. He's going to come up with an assist here because Plazamat's almost in. And Zeifel, in these conditions, it held up quite dramatically, and Zeifel was glad that it ran all the way through to him. Some of this passing from the Lion City Sailors really is a joy to watch. It's only a couple of minutes away from the drinks break. They scored just before the drinks break a couple of weeks ago. The Sailors, can they do it again here? There's space for Zaifula if he wants to have a pop. Plazamat again. One of the noticeable traits of Plazamat's players, despite his out-and-out goal-scoring ability, he's not a selfish player. He's not one of those Alan Shearer types where if he can have a shot, he'll take a shot. He's a very cultured footballer. And speaking of cultured, well, that pass just being picked out by Gaysamir Hazawan. Gaelic International have levelled it up at OTH. Sounds like we could have an East Coast Classic on the East Coast this afternoon. Gaelic International 1, Tampines Rovers 1 at our Tampines hub. It's over the top, a chase for Zuzu, but Tajeli is there to get it back to Rudy Kairula. But the Sailors look threatening every time they go forward. Down the left-hand side. Here comes Shardan. Through the middle, they're carving Balestier apart at the moment, the Sailors. That's a rare miscue, though, that will drift out for a goal kick. As the goals are finally flying in the Singapore Premier League. We've had a couple of low-scoring match days. The last time out in the Singapore Premier League on Wednesday night, we had a 1-1 draw with the Sailors and Hougang. Tampines just squeezing past the Young Lions in the end by a goal to nil, and Galang winning 1-0 at Tanjung Pagar. But already, across 3 games on Wednesday, we had 4 goals, and across a quarter of 2 games today, we've matched that total already. And there's definitely more to come. Midway through the first half, can the Sailors get a third here? Drifting into the area, Gaysamir's got work to do to try and stop the cross. The Balestier Khalsa defender gets back well, but they've got support in numbers here, the Sailors. And Shardan had a bit of empty space in front of him here, but decided to go back to Yamazaki. Played through by Haikul, and the cross is going to come in looking for Stipe, but it's gathered by Zaiful Nizam. Played through by Arish Kumar, but they've given it up again. They're really turning the screw possession-wise here, the Sailors. 68% possession at the moment. Shardan, Stipe, Song. They're standing off Song, and with good reason. Here's Gabriel Quack drifting into the middle. Shardan. This move's had about 10 passes before it's interrupted, finally, by Yu Han Yi. Mizaki. Oh, some space to operate here for I was going to say Akari had some space to operate there. just let himself down with a pass, and Balestier Khalsa, been a while since they've made a forward foray. Can they do so now to put some life back into this game as a contest? Too much on that ball, and Krychek in the bottom of your screen there showing frustration. Yeah, 1-1 at our Tampines hub, 2-0 to the Sailors here. At our Tampines hub, Boris Kapotovic, Big Bad Boris, opening the scoring before Kara Nizam levelled it up. Marko Kravic, the coach of Balestier Khalsa, has got a lot on his mind at the moment because his team are being passed silly here by Lion City Sailors. The footballing principles of Aurelio Vidmar in full display. His side may have been erratic and inconsistent this season, but when they get it right, they do look very impressive. Here's Gabriel Quack with a cross into the body of Zaiful Nizam, who can claim. So 25-minute mark. Next time the ball goes out of play, we'll be getting a drinks break. And that will be now. So yes, 2-0 here to the Sailors. If you are just joining us, you missed a cracking start. The Sailors looking really good. Stipe Plazibat, this 10th of the season, in the 10th minute, and Sung Young after a wonderful little lob pass by Plazibat made it 2 from a very narrow angle, getting the better of Zaiful Nizam in the Balestier Khalsa goal. That's the difference between the two teams. 2-0 here at our Tampines hub. Gunning International have levelled it up after Boris Kapotovic gave the Stags a 13th minute lead. Kara Nizam makes it 1 apiece as we get another look at Stipe Plazibat's pinpoint header from a wonderful set-piece cross from Shardan. They made that look oh too easy. I have to ask questions maybe of Fadley, but it's easy for me to say sat here. And look at this from Stipe Plazibat here. The vision to just dink it over to Song Il-yong, who smashes that home from a very narrow angle. That'll be in the goals of the week section, I am sure. Absolutely exquisite stuff from the Lion City Sailors. And Balestier Khalsa, well, at very worst, they need to keep this 2-0 going into the break. They did come from behind at half-time to beat Geylang 3-2 last time out, but they only trailed 1-0 in that one. And with all due respect to Geylang, there's more quality on this Lion City Sailors starting 11 and indeed on the bench. We talked earlier about Balestier Khalsa having to draft in their new signings, Jordan and Aravin. The Sailors have got the likes of Adam Swandy, who's nearing full fitness after that horrific knee injury on the bench, Izdin Shafiq, Faisal Roslan, and of course Hafiz Noor. Hafiz Noor in these conditions with tired legs is the kind of player like Adam Swandy that could come on and really go through the gears in the latter part of a game. And after a mercifully quick break, we're back ready for action. Samir with a throw. It's a loose one. They were fortunate there was no Sailor lurking there because they just come back on from the drinks break. An open play. Oh, they've had it pinched. Their pockets pinched by Gabriel Quack. Gabriel Quack into the area. Lovely pass to Plazibat to make it 3! What a score! The Lion City Sailors carve Balestier Khalsa apart. A shocking defensive mistake, a great steal by Gabriel Quack. And all 3 goals have been works of art from the Lion City Sailors. Gabriel Quack taking it off the toes of Yu Hai Nyi. The lovely reverse pass into Stipe Plazibat, who rolls it past Zaiful Nizam. And this game may already be over as a contest. Balestier Khalsa 0, the Lion City Sailors 3, and we've only played 28 minutes at Bishan Stadium. And finally, arguably for the first time this season, we are seeing what the Lion City Sailors are capable of. Plazibat's 11th of the season. He's now on a hat-trick. He's already the only player to score a hat-trick in the league this season, with 3 against the Young Lions. And Balestier Khalsa will be sick of the sight of him because he also got 2 against Balestier when he was with Hougang at the start of the season. So he's already netted 4 goals in 2 games. Well, I say 4 goals in 2 games, 4 goals in 1 game and a third. Nice turn. Can they get one back straight away? Just wouldn't sit down for Hoshino, and the offside flag rightly up against Zuzu. Well, this is the kind of clinical finishing that was absent from the Lion City Sailors play against the Young Lions in the first half here last week. In a half, they dominated. Oh, that's another miscue. Poor work from Arish Kumar, and they've let them in again here. Song, they've got a man over on that far side in space. It's Heikel. Heikel tries to square it, and that's a very important clearance from Jeffrey Taha to get the ball away from danger. What does Marko Krajovic do here? He engineered a comeback at half-time against Geylang last time out, but that was a very different set of circumstances. They only trailed that one by a goal to nil, and the Sailors are looking so comfortable here. And on a surface that's far from pristine, they're playing some wonderful football. Gabriel Quack just runs that one out of town. That's won by Akari, and they'll get a free kick as well for the handball. Frustration for Kiki Krychek, nothing going right at the moment for Balestier Khalsa. And the last time they had a set piece in a threatening position, it was Shardan straight on to Stipe Plazovat's head for 2-0. I wonder if Gabriel Quack's sizing this up from that angle for a shot. Maybe a brave man to take it off of Shardan here. He's an option here, Gabriel Quack, though. Although having managed to get Shardan to link up with Plazovat moments ago, they'll try the same again, and they've done it again, and it's 4! 2 set pieces from Shardan, 2 pinpoint perfect passes, and 2 sensational headed goals from Stipe Plazovat. He has scored a 31-minute hat-trick, his second of the season, and Balestier Khalsa are being taken to the cleaners at Bishan. What about the delivery from Shardan? Never mind leaving it to Gabriel Quack to chance his arm. They repeated the feat from the set piece. They had, in the 10th minute, 28th minute and 32 minutes. Stipe Plazovat started today on 9 goals for the season. Now he's 12, and you almost feel like handing him the Golden Boot award for this season already. Here's Akari. Akari. Another handball, this time by Fadley. Nothing's going right for them. The flag's up against Gabriel Quack. He's offside. 4-0. Lion City Sailors. Marko Krajovic mystified here. The team look a bit fatigued. It's almost like they're looking a bit leg weary, which is strange, of course, because it was the Sailors who were in action last week. In midweek, I should say, on Wednesday night. Balestier Khalsa have had a week off since that, or more than a week off since that big win against Geylang. Time off's not done them any favours by the looks of things. Here they come again, Akari. They spent the first half of the first half down the left, now they're spending it down the right. Gabriel Quack over the top, and Stipe's in, and the flag's down. He's not going to score a fourth, is he? Selfishly squares it, and they make it 5! The Sailors are wiping the floor with Balestier Khalsa. Somebody stop this as a contest. First goal in the game for Saifullah. And they are running riot. Plazibat timed his run to perfection. And they scored 5 goals in 34 minutes. Lovely finish from Saifullah. And again, look at Plazibat. He scored a hat-trick, yet he's still selfless enough to square it from Saifullah and take nothing away from the finish of the Lion City Sailor midfielder. That was absolutely exquisite. 5-0, and at this rate, we could be looking at double digits. Yamazaki. Can they get one back? Hoshino pulls it wide. Wow, catch your breath time here. After a midweek slate of games that gave us very little in the way of goals and excitement, all of a sudden, the floodgates have opened here at Bishan, and the Lion City Sailors, the club taken over by billionaire Forrest Lee in the close season, the first ever privatised club in Singapore football, who many people thought would be the favourites to win the title. They started slowly. They've had a mixed bag of results since they came back from COVID, but finally they're looking like the finished product. The only question is, in a 14-game season, they've given too much ground away in the league table already. And of course, in terms of that shortened campaign, as we break off for another Stipe Plazibat run, he's looking for Gabriel Quack here. He'll be looking for Gabriel Quack here. Oh, in the end, just couldn't thread it through to a blue shirt. They'll be hoping that Gadding International can take something from Tampines, as Rudy does well. Cool goalkeeping there with Zuzu in attendance. That game currently 1-1 at our Tampines hub between Geylang and Tampines Rovers. Chardin to this near side, Nakari. Yamazaki. Plazibat looking for Song. But Balestier pick it up, and here's Hoshino. Kiki Krajcek. That's into the referee's backside. He plays advantage. Now over on the far side where Hazwan waits. Hazwan back to Hoshino. Back to Hazwan. Jay Samir have to go back to Fadley now. And the momentum from this particular move is gone. But I think this is the longest spell of sustained possession they've had in this first half. And right on cue, they miscue it out for a throw to the Lion City Sailors. We've got 8 minutes to go to half-time here. It's Balestier Khalsa nil, the Lion City Sailors 5. And all 5 goals have been absolute crackers. No scrappy numbers from the Lion City Sailors. They've done it in style. In that drop was Zuzu. Oh, they've given it to Hoshino here. Rare misslip from Chardin. Hoshino wasn't a million miles away, just pulled it wide. That would have at least given them some confidence going into the second half. It's taken a deflection, so it'll be a corner. Let's see whose toe this came off. Might have got a glimpse off Yamazaki, maybe. Just wide. So the first corner of the game to Balestier Khalsa. Swung in, and Rudy just about got enough on it for another corner. Kiki Krajcek over to take it. Krychek's delivery is decent, but it's over everyone, including Gay Samir, who was the nearest red shirt to it, and it's out for a goal kick. Chardin. Sailors trying to play it coast to coast. Oh, it was all over him there, Yo Hai-Nyi. Concedes the foul against Gabriel Quack, much to his frustration. He was at fault for the goal that Gabriel Quack was heavily involved with, scored by Stipe Plazibat. If you're just joining us, Plazibat already on a hat-trick. The other 2 goals from Song and Zaifula. Yamazaki. Near side, plenty of space to work with for Akari. Akari, Gabriel Quack. Just going back is Zaifula. Zaifula's first goal of the season this afternoon. Here's Akari. Akari with the cross. This might find its target. It's over Gay Samir. Just didn't anticipate Samir missing it, Haiku, and that is what prevented him from taking it first time. He's had to track back. Stipe Plazibat's been missed, and here's Hoshino. He gets it to Krychek, and Gabriel Quack does really well and wins the free kick to boot. Akari. Tajeli. Back to Rudy. Yamazaki. Chardin. Another great pass. Finds Plazibat eventually. Plazibat now driving through. Plazibat has it taken from him from Krychek, who does really well there, and Hoshino can pick it up. Krychek wants it back. Tried to thread it through to Zuzu, but the Lion City Sailors were alive to the threat. Well, understandably, with the scoreline as it is, the edge just gone off this game ever so slightly. Be interesting to see what the attitude of the Sailors is in the second half. Obviously, Hafiz Noor, Adam Swandi, both trying to recapture form and fitness. I'm sure they'll play some part. Here's Krychek to Hazwan. Hazwan gets it to Krychek. And well dealt with by Nakudin. Gay Samir with the throw. Into the final 2.5 minutes of this first half we go. It's over the top, there's space here for Song. They're going to be caught short here. Look at Stipe Plazibat with them as well in support. Song waiting for the run of Plazibat. Song might go himself here. What a goal this would be, Song! To make it 6 before the break, and just about scrambling back in time with Balestier Khalsa. Oh, I'm sure are desperate for the half-time whistle to go. They'll get a free kick there to alleviate the pressure somewhat. They take it quickly, desperately looking to get something, anything, before half-time. There's space to operate here for Elijah Lim. First glimpse we've seen of Aurelio Vidmar up from his bench in frustration. Chardin. Now on the drive forward is Akari. Nice work from Akari, gets it to Stipe. Plazibat, they're asking Plazibat to come and run towards them. That's not a good idea. Akari's going to get this back. Can he deliver a cross? Pulls it back for Zaifula. Chardin, and with the scoreline as it is, there's no major urgency. They're keeping possession beautifully throughout this first 45 minutes, the Lion City Sailors. Yamazaki. So Fula's got space again. Akari wants it. Akari will get it. There's going to be 2 minutes of time added on here. Probably 2 minutes too long from a Balestier Khalsa point of view. They're approaching half-time as well at our Tabity sub. Still one each there. Song. Yamazaki. And they come down the left. Plazabat waits in the middle. Gaysamir manages to block. Confirmation there will be 2 minutes of time added on here. Here come the Sailors. They can't make it 6 right on half-time, can they? They'll have a go. It's a good shot from Song and a decent block by Jeffrey Taha. Coming again with Akari. It's like they're terrified of them here, Balestier Khalsa, I suppose with good reason the way the first half's gone. Zuzu, that's a well-won challenge. Really good work from Tajeli. I think he's unfortunate there to be penalised. He came up with the ball. Krychek, good ball over the top, looking for Hazwan. Ashino. Gaysamir. Oh, it's across to no one really. And the Sailors can clear it quite comfortably. Where's the runs coming from? Plazabat out on the right-hand side. Stipe Plazabat darting at the defence. Plazabat's got goal side here, and that was a very important tackle from Elijah Lim, but they've picked up the pieces with Akari getting the cross in, and just wide for 6 before the break. Gabriel Quack, who's done everything but score in this first half. It was a good tackle initially by Elijah Lim. The loose ball came to Akari. It was a great cross. And Gabriel Quack's headed just wide, and that will probably take us to half-time. Zaiful Nizam, well, where do you start with that first half? It's been one-way traffic. Having said that, Khalsa had a couple of chances, but it's been the Lion City Sailors show. 5 goals in 34 minutes. A hat-trick for Stipe Plazabat with goals in the 10th, 28th and 34th. A great mixture of strikes from him as well. A lovely finish from Song after he was played in by Plazabat to make it 2-0 after 19 minutes. And then Zaifula with his first goal of the season, again with Plazabat influential with 11 minutes to go before half-time. No way back here for Balestier Khalsa, you fancy. Half-time at Bishan. Balestier Khalsa 0, Lion City Sailors 5. Welcome back to Bishan Stadium, where if it was a boxing match, the referee would have stopped the contest. The Lion City Sailors 5-0 up at half-time in what technically for them is an away game, even though this is their stadium. They share it this season with Balestier Khalsa. They've taken the Tigers to task. It was an even enough start through the first 10 minutes. That was an early effort from Kiki Krycek that just drifted wide. And at this point, Balestier Khalsa was still competitive, but that was inside the first 10 minutes. Krycek not a million miles away. Another chance came for them after good work from Zuzu. Got it to Krycek once more, and his effort comfortably saved by Rudy Kairulu, who's deputising for Hassan Sunny here this afternoon. But this is when it started to go badly wrong. After those two early chances, when you thought Balestier Khalsa were going to give the Sailors a game, the Sailors took them apart. Lovely cross from Shardan, wonderful header from Stipe Plazovac, and that was his 10th of the season after 10 minutes. And it would only take them 9 minutes after that to double their lead. Wonderful free kick and a wonderful finish. Balestier Khalsa defence not up to task after that kind of delivery from Shardan. 19 minutes in, another effort, this time hitting the post, and Shardan offside in the follow-up with Yamazaki up from the back, trying to get in on the goal-scoring party. The post with Zaiful Nizam rooted to the spot. This was the goal that made it 2. Look at this ball from Stipe Plazovac, dink over the top, and the finish from Song from a narrow angle for his 3rd of the season was absolutely stunning. Difficult to pick which one is the goal of the game so far. I think that's got to be up there. All the goals were things of beauty, but this one really is exquisite. Look at this from Stipe Plazovac. The vision, the touch, and the finish from Song, simply superb. So that's 2-0, 19 minutes in. Are we going to see it a 4th time, just for good measure? Obviously are. Probably worth seeing it 4 times, to be honest. It really is an absolute cracker. This is a mistake from Nohang Yi. Gabriel Kwak taking it off at his toes, and look at the reverse pass in for Stipe. And Plazovac, after 28 minutes, making it 3-0. Gabriel Kwak with the assist for that one. Gabriel Kwak's done everything bar score in this game so far. Lovely reverse pass, and Plazovac's finish. Rudy Kairula, a spectator at the other end, as poor old Zaiful Nizam has been beaten 5 times already. Another Shardan free kick, another Stipe Plazovac header. That was for 4, and the Plazovac hat-trick completed inside 31 minutes. Another pinpoint free kick from Shardan. It's evidence here throughout the first half why they were so desperate to get in from Tampines Rovers in the close season. And then over the top from Kwak to Plazovac, who pulled it back to Zaifullah for his first goal of the season. Zaifullah Akbar making it 5-0. Just about. Gabriel Kwak getting the weight on the pass, and a condition of a surface that's not really ideal. Pitch is starting to cut up. Goodness knows what it's going to be like come December when the season comes to a conclusion. You see, they've had some attempts on goal, Balestier Khalsa, 7 of them, but not managed to score. 12 for the Sailors. They've scored with just under half of them. No cards in that first half. There's also a big game going on here at our Tampines hub this afternoon, and it's 1-1 at the break. Boris Kopolovic opening the scoring to give Tampines the lead early, and then Khairul Nizam levelling it up before half-time, and what sounds like it's a thriller there at OTH. Game tomorrow, just one of them, Albirex Nagata, Hougang United. That's also live on Singtel Star Hub, the AIA Singapore Premier League Facebook page, One Play Sports, and various outlets across the world. That's 17:30, 5:30 in the afternoon here, local time in Jurong East, Albirex and Hougang. Here, we've still got 45 minutes to come. Is there going to be some kind of miraculous comeback from Balestier Khalsa, or the Lion City Sailors continue to strut their stuff here at the Bishan Stadium? It's 5-0, the Sailors lead at the break. Join us for the second half in just a couple of moments. Welcome back live to Bishan Stadium, where Balestier Khalsa, as the camera pans across the grey skies of the Lion City State, down to the pitch at Bishan Stadium. Balestier Khalsa just making their way out back onto the field of play, as now are the Lion City Sailors with Song, who came up with his third goal of the season in that first half. One of the first Sailors to return to the field of play. Goodness knows what Marko Kravic said to the Tigers at half-time. Difficult to know what to say to them. They've just been far too strong in most departments. And the funny thing is, it's not as if Balestier Khalsa have played dreadfully. They've created chances, Krajcek working hard. Hazwan, Zuzu, Hoshino all trying to make things happen. But clearly the defence is missing the injured Bruno Bruncevic. There's no question about that. Nevertheless, there's a big task on as Marko Kravic dishes out some last-minute instructions to Hoshino. We'll keep you up to date in the second half of what's happening at our Tampines hub. It's Geylang 1, Tampines Rovers 1 at half-time there. Our match officials making their way back out. I can see Rudy Kairula coming out as well. And we're about to watch 45 minutes where I suppose anything could happen really. Will the Lion City Sailors score 5 more? Will Balestier Khalsa take advantage of a Sailor side that may drop in intensity somewhat? Waiting to see if there's going to be any changes at half-time, and the answer to that is going to be yes, because it's one of the new signings for Balestier Khalsa that's going to come on, Arvin, to try and set things up and tidy things up at the back. For Arish Kumar, I'm told. So Arish Kumar. Apologies, no, Hazwan Halim. Hazwan Halim. Well, that's an interesting change. I can only assume Hazwan may not be fit, or whether they're just trying to go for damage limitation, but Hazwan replaced by Aravin. Well, I'm just looking down here, it looks to me that Marko Kravic is making... Is he making all 5 or making all 4? There you see a huddle, a gaggle of substitutes. Sailors making one as well. Abdil is coming on. So this is going to take some working out here. Poor old fourth officials going to have tired arms putting the ball up and down this many times. First for the Lion City Sailors. Akari is replaced. I thought, yeah, Akari is replaced by Abdil. So it's Akari for Abdil. The change first of them is going to see Elijah Lim replaced by Zulfaimi. So Elijah Lim for Zulfaimi. I think he's making 4 changes here, Marko Kravic. So that's a response a manager can make when the team are not doing the business for him. I thought that initial change, I was told, was a strange one. I don't think that was the change. Aravin is replacing Jufri Taha. Also coming on is Faisal. So Faisal's another change. And last but by no means least, Keshav Kumar will replace Gay Samir. So Keshav Kumar for Gay Samir. So a chance for these Balestier Khalsa boys to do a better fist of it than their counterparts in the first half. Lion City Sailors have been waiting to start the second half for about 2 minutes while all those substitutions are made. They're back underway at OTH. 1-1 at half-time between Geylang and Tampines Rovers. And here, Balestier Khalsa 0, Lion City Sailors 5. As the second half gets underway, it'll be Balestier Khalsa in the red, playing from left to right. The Lion City Sailors in the blue, playing from right to left. And the substitutes get an early taste of the action with Faisal. The attitude of the Lion City Sailors is going to be interesting here, because we mentioned this during Tampanese's 1-0 win against the Young Lions in midweek. Goal difference could still be very crucial here. In a 14-game season, it's inevitably going to be tight at the top. So, obviously, having recorded a 5-0 win against the Young Lions a week ago, add this 5-goal haul here, all of a sudden, the Lion City Sailors go from having an unattractive goal difference to the joint best in the division as things stand. Their goal difference now be +9. There's always a danger in situations like this that the second half peters out to be a little bit unspectacular. That's for Yamazaki. Nice work from Song, under lots of pressure here from Fadley, and Song holds him off well. Yamazaki. It's near side, Nakwidin. It's over the top from Kiki Krychek, but running it out of defence very well. A lovely pass to boot is Yamazaki. Oh, that's a lovely lead from Plazabat to Song. They're queuing up here. Gabriel Quack, can he get the goal his game deserves? Well, he's fluffed his lines. He's deserved a goal for his performance in this game. Just couldn't apply the finishing touch. Wonderful movement again from the Lion City Sailors. Look at that lead from Stipe Plazabat. Not much Aravin could do about it. And the finish from Gabriel Quack, not good enough. Again, that's poor from Balestier. That clearance from Zaifel beyond the on-running Keshav Kumar. Marko Kravic. Well, if your team are losing 5-0 at home, and if there were fans here, I suppose they want him to make changes. He's made 4 of them. He's allowed 5, so he's got limited options to what he can do from here on in. They actually only started the game with 6 outfield substitutes, so it's only Jordan and, oh, there's another best chance of the second half so far, comes and goes. There's only Jordan and Kaushik Raj to come as Zuzu is frustrated. It's a nice layoff, nice movement as well, and just skewed it wide. Credit to Faisal Rafi for the ball through. Chardin. Gabriel Quack. Song. Just to, off the back of this performance, obviously, don't forget they're doing this to a team that were unbeaten in 5 Balestier Khalsa, the Lion City Sailors. To put it into context, this win will take them on 11 points. Tampanese Rovers are currently going to get a point from Ganning. It's 1-1 there. If they don't pick up maximum points, Tampanese Rovers, if they only get a point, they'll be 5 points in front of the Lion City Sailors. And of course, Tampanese have still got to come here this season. They've already beaten the Lion City Sailors before the COVID suspension, 4-0 at our Tampanese hub. Don't want to discount Albrechts either. They're in action, of course, tomorrow against Hougang, and another game you'll see live at 5:30 on Singtel Star Hub, the AIA Singapore Premier League Facebook page, and One Play Sports. Trying to turn him inside out there is Zuzu, but Yamazaki, he's been incredibly effective to this point, holds firm. That's Keshav Kumar with the throw. Kiki Krychek. Oh, Krychek's Dived, according to the referee. I'm not sure he's a fan of that decision. It was the substitute Abdul that was involved with him. They've got the ball back regardless. And Yamazaki just dinks that one out of play. Chef Kumar, long throw looking for Zuzu, flicks it on and it will just drift through to Rudy Kairula. Now cued in. Shardan, oh, Shardan with a accidental handball. The referee's given the free kick here. Took his eye off the ball for a split second and paid the price. Came up and struck his elbow, and that's the correct decision now. We've seen some great free kicks to set goals up from Shardan. We saw Krychek in the early part of the game when the score was still 0-0 go quite close with a free kick, so one assumes it will be Krychek to hit this one. With his left foot, perfect chance to try and drift this in to the far post of Rudy Kairula. Could it be the start of a spectacular comeback? Krychek. Oh, good save, Rudy Kairula. It was a great free kick, tipped it just over. It was difficult when you haven't had much to do as a goalkeeper, but he's pushed that over the bar well. So, Balestier Khalsa get the corner there. Third of the game. Left it for Krychek, and Krychek's going to be done for pace here, and the Lion City Sailors are away at the races. Playing it along the line is Haikul, and it was asking an awful lot to try and pick it up the second time. Up against the fresh legs of Keshav Kumar, who tracked back well. Full-blooded challenge there. It's going to come down to Krychek, and Gabriel Quack's pinched it here. Gabriel Quack got plenty of time and space down that right-hand side. Plazovat's looking to get on the end of this, but it's too close to Zaifor Nizam, who can gather. Keshav Kumar miscontrols. Surface isn't pristine, but you can't be making mistakes like that. Nakudin. Plays about with the leave. Nakudin gets it back, but he's let that one run, and well, Zuzu should have got there. Zuzu eventually loses out because he gets support from Yamazaki. Yamazaki, that's a poor pass by his standards, and look at Zuzu herring up on this right-hand side. Zuzu through on goal. Is this the time for them to get on the score sheet? No. His controls, and even though the Lion City Sailors seem to have gone down the gears a bit after that first half display, Balestier Khalsa at the moment not taking advantage, and Krychek with Shardan taking it off him now, and now there's blue shirts forward. It's going to be 3 on 4. Gabriel Quack, Stipe waits in the middle. Here's Song as well. Song lays it back to Shardan. Played through by Zaifula to Plazibat, who's over on that far side at the moment. in. It's a good pass. Just managed to get enough on that. Did Johan Yi. But just like that, it's 5. Becoming 6. What's he given here? Some confusion. They're saying offside, and the assistant referee's given this goal. But the replay's going to be interesting. Everyone stopped. It was a clearance from Zaiful Nizam. The looping header. Stipe Plazamat was offside. I don't think that Tajeli was, and Tajeli's got it on the act. It's 6. Yeah, that's what they wanted, the offside call against Stipe Plazamat. He was sensible enough to not interfere with play and trot back. I don't think Tajeli was offside. And that's made it 6. It's going from bad to worse. Tajeli with his first goal of the season. And it really is turning into a rout of epic proportions. We've had some big score lines in the SPL this season. Of course, the Sailors themselves won here against the Young Lions a week ago by 5-0. They've now topped this, and remember, they scored 3 of those 5 goals in the last 15 minutes. Oh, that's a great steal. Lovely work from Karthik Raj. It just ends up breaking down. Heikel, look at the space on the pitch now as the legs start to get tired. Heikel looks for Gabriel Quack. Back to Heikel, to Chardin. Chardin switches it. It's a beautiful pass that's found the target. And it's out for a throw. Yeah, it looks good in flight. I think that's what they say. Really played 12 minutes. Took them 10 minutes to open their account in the first half. About the same to open their account in the second. Krajcik takes it quickly with a ball over the top. And Hazwan Halim is penalised for getting in underneath Abdil. Good ball through. Gabriel Quack. Is there too much on this, or can Quack get there? Quack gets there, and it's in to the side netting. Showed great pace there, Gabriel Quack, and I think it took a deflection. It will be a corner. Sailors with the chance to make things happen with their 3rd corner of the game. Chardin over to take it in a game that's obviously as impressive as that first 45 minutes were. It's lost its lustre, and you do fear for Balestier Khalsa with the likes of Adam Swandi and Hafiz Noor still to appear. Chardin's corner's another good one. Unconvincingly headed behind for another corner. Movement downstairs amongst the Lion City Sailors substitutes are warming up. I think we might be seeing another change from the Sailors in a minute. Good delivery. Comes out to the edge of the area. The shot misses out everyone. They can't clear it, and it's 7. Offside flags up against Gabriel Quack. He still can't get the goal, and that was offside. But again, calamitous defending from Balestier Khalsa. Saved by the offside flag on this occasion, but it really was amateur hour defensively. Headed up. Wasn't the most convincing shot come cross in, but there's 4 of them offside, and Gabriel Quack's one of them. Look how deep Hoshino's playing now. My word. Hoshino almost playing in the back 4 for a minute there. Having come back to help defend the set piece. Approaching the hour mark. Still 1-1, by the way, at OTH between Geylang and Tampines Rovers. That's the scoreline that the Lion City Sailors will be hoping stays the same. Hoshino takes the throw in quickly. He's looked lively. Zulfaimi since he's come on. Hoshino has one, waits in the middle. Headed away, might come to Kiki Krajcek. Krajcek just couldn't get the shot away. She's brought in Faisal. And now the Sailors can bring it away. There's Song, lovely touch from Song. Continues to drive down this left-hand side. Still got plenty of pace to burn. Song up against Keshav Kumar. Song finds support with Shardan, who's really played an effective midfield role. Spread the ball about beautifully this afternoon. He does so again. The cross comes in. Oh my word, I thought for a minute that Zeifel was going to struggle to gather that in, but he takes it on the full okay. And the changes are coming from the Lion City Sailors. We are going to be seeing Faisal Roslan is going to get an outing. Just waiting to see if Adam Swandy is on. I can see a pair of tights, so that suggests that Adam Swandy might be about to enter the fray. And of course, you've got to manage the squad well now, because the games start to come thick and fast. After this with Balestier Khalsa, they take on Tampines in midweek here again, as Kartik Raj replaces Zuzu. I wonder if there's an injury issue with Zuzu. He's not looked his usual sharp self today. And about to come on for the Lion City Sailors are Adam Swandy and Faisal Roslan. Just worried about that free kick. Entirely sure why it went the way it did, but the game's become a little bit scrappy. There's still moments of brilliance from the Lion City Sailors, but the Balestier Khalsa players are giving the impression that they want to fall into a hole and disappear after that first half that put the game well beyond them. And the other thing about the Lion City Sailors that would encourage Aurelio Vidmar, and I'm sure he'll want to follow through with, a clean sheet would go down well as well. Well, Rudy's asked for trouble there. Krajcek with Rudy off his line. They've got one back. Well, that's criminal defending. I was talking about the clean sheet, and the intensity has dropped from all concerned here, and that will infuriate Aurelio Vidmar. Obviously, there's no danger of losing the game, but Rudy Kairula with a casual pass that Krajcek picked up perfectly and made no mistake with the finish. Now the changes come. Nakudin to be replaced by Faisal. And Adam Swandy to be replaced by Haiku. So we've had 7 goals, and Balestier Khalsa are on the mark after 63 minutes. Decent finish from Krajcek, but a really poor goal for the Sailors to give away when they're in such control of this game. It won't matter much in the context of the match, but it won't have done Rudy's reputation any favours, making the start today in place of the absent Hassan Sunny. Turning on the ball is Ara Ravin. Oh, that's easily picked up by Adam Swandy, and now Swandy can strut his stuff alongside Gabriel Quack. The floodgates could really open. They're in again, they're queuing up. Plazamat for his fourth with a lead for Swandy! He's been on the pitch for 30 seconds, and Adam Swandy has scored another goal to add to the strike that he netted against the Young Lions. He's off the bench to score again, and another masterful lead by Stipe Plazimat, and Adam Swandy has extended the lead back to 6 goals. And we've now had 8 goals in 64.5 minutes at Bishan Stadium. Gabriel Quack involved down the left. Look at this lead from Stipe Plazimat. knew where Swandy was instinctively, even though Swandy had been on the pitch for a matter of seconds. And that was a first-class finish. And Adam Swandy's comeback from that terrible injury he suffered is continuing apace. Swandy's second of the season, his second in 3 games, and both those goals have come in appearances in the second half off the bench. But in sharp contrast to this one, which has been wide open from the get-go, it's still a very nail-biting affair at OTH, still getting International 1, Tampines Rovers 1. Quack losing out that time. Ambitious crossfield pass was trying to find Zulfaimi. Krychek outside of the foot, trying to get it through to Hazwan, unable to do so. Kishev Kuma's out on this near side. Kishev Kuma to Zulfaimi, and he's just caught by the substitute Faisal. Haven't seen a yellow card in this game so far as well, which is good to see. Krychek. Oh, kind of can see what he was trying to do there, but the execution wasn't quite on. Rudy, Route 1 stuff looking for Plazibat. And getting the better of Plazibat on that occasion was Yu Hai-Nyi. Saifullah mops it up. No question the intensity's dropped. There's still some really eloquent passages of play in 30 seconds to a minute periods, but in the middle of the park it's far scrappier than it was in the first half when the Lion City Sailors' execution was first rate. Krychek. Krychek does well. Krychek does very well. Still going. And Tajeli sticks the leg out. What's the decision here? Well, he's eventually given that corner. Which Krychek will take. 8 goals, still 22 minutes to go. Krychek, deep in swinger. Oh, it's spilled by Rudy, but not reacting quick enough as the ball dropped down. To the floor with Balestier Khalsa. Another change, double change. That's going to see Hafiz Noor give it a chance to shine alongside Isdin. Again, more demonstration of the strength in depth. What a game Song Yong's had. He's replaced by Isdin. And Plazibat won't get a chance to add to his hat-trick. Plazibat replaced by Isdin. Plazibat scoring his 10th, 11th and 12th goals of the season. Now scored 5 for Hougang in this campaign pre-COVID and 7 for the Lion City Sailors since he joined them. It's over the top. There's a little lunge there at Hafiz Noor, and the decision goes the way of Balestier Khalsa. Kishev Kumar. Krychek with an ambitious pass. Oh, that's a foul again by the substitute Faisal. Second time he's been pinged in quick succession, this time for the foul on Zulfaimi. Noticeable as well that the surface really is starting to tear up a little bit here, and the games are coming thick and fast on this pitch. They play here again on Wednesday against Tampines Rovers. It's going to be a bit of a quagmire for that one as Haswan's over the free kick. Krychek this time waiting to get on the end of it. Over the top, Krychek might get on the end of it. Just take it off his head. Loose ball comes out. Good save, Rudy Kurila. And that's another free kick. That was a good save from Rudy Kurila. It was a very good free kick delivery from Haswan. I thought for a minute that Krychek was going to get on the end of it. More back to the live action. Well, now Gabriel Quack's wheeled away as if he's been struck in the face there. It was right in front of the referee, and after the initial 5 seconds of amateur dramatics, the referee's not interested, and we take the water break. 27 shots, and look at that, they've only outshot Balestier 16 to 11 on the official stats. Brought to you by Genius. But that doesn't really tell the tale of the game. 69% possession to 31. And the game was really over as a contest inside half an hour. Took them 10 minutes to break the breakthrough through Plazibat. 2-0, 9 minutes later through Sung Oh Yong. Then after 28 minutes, it was 3. And once Plazibat scored his hat-trick in 31 minutes, so Fuller added a 5th before half-time. The second half was always going to be a little bit after the Lord Mayor show. Tajeli made it 6, 11 minutes after the break. Krychek, after a mistake by Rudy, pulled one back, and then Adam Swandy with a delightful passage of play that involved Gabriel Quack and an exquisite lead from Stipe Plazibat made it 7. And I think the safest bet you're ever going to see is that there won't be much stoppage time played at the end of this one. I'd be surprised if it's more than 3 minutes, maybe only 2. Stoppage time could be a factor at OTH though. Geylang 0, Tampines Rovers 0 is still the score. And of course this, even though it's their home stadium, counts as an away win for the Lion City Sailors, just like technically Tampines Rovers are away at OTH today. Took a chance there, but got away with it to Jelly, and he's set them racing down the right-hand side again. Gabriel Quack waits in the middle, as does Adam Swandy. He's already scored 1. Lovely twisting and turning. Cross comes in. Dealt with. And away by Fadley, and he set Zulfaimi on his way. Zulfaimi, Hoshino, who seems to have dropped into midfield now. They've given it away. Shardan. Hafiz Noor plays it to Saifullah. Quack and Swandy away. Tries to leave it to Shardan. Comes out Swandy. Can he get the shot away? They're all queuing up. He's fallen over. He's still twisting and turning. Gets it back to Shardan again. Looks only a matter of time this. And Gabriel Quack somehow can't get it past Zaifanism, who makes a good save, and it's behind for a corner. Thought for a minute the offside flag was going to go up against Gabriel Quack there. He still can't get a goal, can Gabriel Quack. They take the corner quickly. Inside it goes to Hafiz Noor. The Sailors going to finish with a flourish. They've already improved their goal difference immeasurably. They've gone from having, before today, the 3rd best goal difference in the division, to after today, assuming it still stays 1-1 at OTH, the best goal difference in the division, which of course will be worth an extra point at the end of the season in a 14-game campaign. Gabriel Quack still lurking, looking for that goal, but that was met by Yohan Yi and out for a throw. Jilly to take it. Through the middle to Zaifula. He sprays it out wide. More space down the right to exploit, and blue shirts in the middle. He was looking to pin it back to Shardan. Very nearly got there as well. Zulfaimi will try and tidy it up. He goes long, but it's a pass to no one. And tidying it up at the back is the ever-impressive Kaishu Yamasaki. Faisal. Swandy. Loose pass picked up by the Sailors, and Isdin. Now down the right-hand side again. Hafiz Noor in business. His patented step over. Devilishly difficult to get the ball off him, Hafiz Noor, when he's running towards you. Loose ball could drop anywhere. It's dropped to Hafiz Noor. Shardan waits in the middle. Swandy's over on that far side now. Now Swandy's turn to try and be difficult to dispossess. And Swandy's going to get this, but the cross comes in and no one's there, but it's missed the red heads, and it's come through to Faisal of all people, who's up from the back. Now the back flick to Abdil. It's almost like a Harlem Globetrotters game, this at times, my word. And that pass through from Gabriel Quack to Hafiz Noor eventually breaks that particular move down. Well, we've waited a long time this season for the Lion City Sailors to make a statement of intent. Statement has been made here. And even though they're still in an absolute best case scenario, be 4 points off Tampines Rovers, maybe 5 if Tampines get a point, maybe more, of course. This has established them as title contenders. It's going to take a good team to beat them from here to the end of the season. Meanwhile, Zulfaimi, is there another goal in this for Balestier? Zuhei Oshino struck with venom, parried away by Rudy Kairula. Adam Swandy. Now Zaifula on the charge, having his shirt pulled, and that'll be a free kick. Penalised is Faisal, and the first yellow card of the game as well. Taken 77 and a bit minutes to pick one of those up. But Faisal's the first name in the book. Apologies, it might not be Faisal there. Yes, it is Faisal. Confirmation. And with the Sailors looking like this, the last 10 minutes at our Tampines hubs becomes very important all of a sudden, because as good as Geylang can be, they'll consider it 2 points dropped if Tampines don't win against the Eagles today. They've got themselves to the top of the pile. They need to try and stay there, as our stats brought to you by our friends at Genius. Oh, that's very intelligently played. And look at this for Gabriel Quack. Only the final ball through, looking for Hafiz Noor, was lacking there. He really has looked lively. Gabriel Quack, Adam Swandy. If you've got those on either flank, Gabriel Quack playing in a central role now that Stipe Plazovat has departed, but the thought of Adam Swandy and Gabriel Quack on opposing flanks is enough to put the fear into any SPL back line. Chef Kumar, it's going to be under a bit of pressure from Adam Swandy. That was well worked by Hoshino, and that's a ball over the top looking for Zulfaimi. This might hold up, but Rudy Kairula, another clearance that's gone straight to a red shirt though. Hoshino, he'll come away with this, Hoshino. Now will he look up and find a man? He will, it's Hazwan. Hazwan inside. Finds support with Karthik Raj, and then the snapshot comes in from Krychek and is saved by Rudy Kairula. Did well, Kartik Raj, to just get that in. A nice turn from Krychek straight at Rudy. Yamazaki. Yamazaki through the middle. Finds his man as well in Shardan. Hafiz Noor wants this. Hafiz Noor will get it. Swandy and Quack wait through the middle. He's got overlapping runners as well. Oh, a little bit too hard and fast that. Look at the bubble that took. It's going to be an interesting matchup between Balestier trying to bounce back from this and Tampines Rovers here on the 12th. Which is slated for a Thursday night, of course, next week, rather than a Wednesday. Saifullah spreads it out wide to Hafiz Noor. Perfect pass. Hafiz Noor, look at the run of Gabriel Quack again. It's blocked out by Aravin. Just managing to keep it in over on that far side. Balestier Khalsa. Oshino. I can tell you there's been a red card at our Tampines sub. Gailanger down to 10 for the remaining minutes there. Adam Hakim, and that was early in the second half as well for 2 yellow cards. So they've been playing a large part of the second half against 10 men. Tampines haven't made the breakthrough as yet. And they've got just over 6 minutes to make that breakthrough. Here, the game was over as a contest after half an hour. Second half, we've seen the Sailors win this second half by 2-1 unless we get any more goals in. But a complete contrast, the two AIA Singapore Premier League games today. Wonder what we'll get tomorrow. Albrecht's Taogang at Jurong East. Krychek battling hard. Saifullah. Adam Swandy wants this. Adam Swandy will get it. Gabriel Quack in the middle. Adam Swandy might try and go on his own, I fancy. Adam Swandy into the area he darts, and that's a good tackle from Keshav Kumar. Had to be spot on, otherwise it was penalty time. And that's just about the only thing we haven't had. We've had set-piece goals, corner goals, mistake goals, beautiful passing goals. The only thing we haven't had is a penalty. And we've still managed to get 8 scores. Shardan understandably in no rush to take this. Inside the final 7 minutes we go. His delivery from set pieces was exquisite today, Shardan. That man might be a bit too close to the keeper, but there's no blue shirt busting the gut to attack it, and with good reason when you're 7-1 up with 6.5 to play and a busy schedule of games coming thick and fast. Next up on Thursday is a game against Tanjung Pagar for the Lion City Sailors. Just to correct myself, it's on the 13th, so that's Friday night for the Lion City Sailors against Tanjung Pagar. And Balestier Khalsa play Tampines here on Thursday. That means they're going to play 2 games in 24 hours on this pitch, unless there's been a venue change that I've not privy to. And that's going to take its toll on the pitch. So, of course, the Lion City Sailors will be hoping that Balestier Khalsa bounce back to give Tampines a game here next week, because if Tampines don't get that winning goal against Geylang in the remaining 3.5 minutes there. This is going to be a real big result for the Lion City Sailors in terms of putting them back in title contention. This win, as mentioned, with a +6 goal difference in this game, takes their goal difference to +10. That will become the best in the division. They'll move up to 11 points, which will be the same number of points as Balestier and Albrecht. But the way goal difference works, they'll be moving into second place in the table tonight. And that, of course, is assuming that Geylang don't get a late winner in that game. Lion City Sailors just a couple of minutes away from going second in the SPL. Fadley is over the top looking for Krychek. Belted away. Under a bit of pressure, Faisal did well. Look at the space. Chardin's got to pick a pass here. That was a very, very important interjection from Artarav in there. Otherwise, they'd have been through on goal, one-on-one. As this game continues to tick around to full time. Krychek to Hoshino. Tries to give it back to Krychek, but the pass wasn't up to snuff, and Krychek, who's run himself into the ground, has now released Gabriel Quack. Gabriel Quack still can't get the goal. Or can he? Very nearly picked up the pieces off the defender after Zaiful Nizam did enough to deny him. On the deck in some discomfort is Fadley. It was just Christian Krychek, I think, just run out of petrol. Lovely ball through. Gabriel Quack still got plenty of pace, just did enough Zaiful Nizam to put him off, and then Fadley again, just doing enough to get the ball out of harm's way. It is, though, a corner. Cramp for Fadley, who just put his body on the line to make that goal-saving effort. Look at that. Hafiz Noor pass, perfect. Gabriel Quack thought about taking a touch, and if he had done, he'd have probably been through on goal. There's a lot of tired legs out there now, no more so Christian Krychek, who's run himself into the ground. Well, the added time here is not going to be very interesting. It will be interesting to see how much time they add on at OTH, our Tampines hub. They're ticking around to 90 minutes there. There's been a red card and all kinds of drama in the second stanza. Chardin, Zaifula, is he going to have a poke from range? Zaifula! That's missed the netting behind the goal. That's designed to stop the ball going into the hedges there. I hope they remember to get that ball back, otherwise it's going to be a little present for someone that comes running on that running track next time it's open next week. Faisal. Here's Abdil. Over the top. He's got the touch this time now. Gabriel Quack, surely! He's put it wide. How has he not scored? He should have a hat-trick, Gabriel Quack. He should have a hat-trick, and his team have won 7-1. That's the kind of game you're dealing with here. Just 4 minutes of time to be added on at OTH, I'm told. Where Tampines against 10 men for the final half an hour of that one have failed to break Geylang down. With this win, the Sailors are going to jump into second place on the SPL table, and they will be 5 points off Tampines Rovers, and they do have to host Tampines Rovers here before the season's out, remember. So it's going to get very nervy. Here's Isdin. Oh, nice turn from Isdin against Krychek, who is tired. Here's Swandy, runner ahead of him, which he's found is Zaifula. Now, where's Gabriel Quack this time for the goal? Tries to get it back to Swandy. The clearance will go to Krychek. And Krajcik does really well. Tired, exhausted, he's run himself into the ground, and he's still going. There will be 3 minutes to be added on for stoppages here. They're going to kick this out, I think, so Haswan can receive treatment. Limping off is Haswan, and now they'll give it back. Well, I was going to say they were going to give it back to Rudy, but they've kicked it out for a throw deep into Lion City Sailors territory. I don't know whether that was intended from Kartik Raj. Doesn't matter when you're 7-1 up from a Sailors point of view, though. Go back to Rudy. Oh my God, he's made a complete Horlicks of that. It's come out to Krajcik. Can he do it again? Good save, Rudy. Made up for the poor clearance with a good save this time. He parries it behind for a corner, but that will be a concern if Hassan Sunny, who we're not entirely sure what's happened with Hassan Sunny today, if he's out long term, that for the second time in the second half, admittedly with the game already won, it's very casual from Rudy Kairula. Krajcik delivers the corner, and it's over the bar. And that'll be a goal kick that Rudy Kairula will be in no hurry to take. Tampines Rovers have a matter of seconds to get the winner at Getting International. If they do not, the Lion City Sailors will be second, just 5 points behind them. Balestier Khalsa, of course, started this afternoon in third place. They're going to drop down to fourth. The Lion City Sailors are going to move up from sixth to second, courtesy of a simply sensational display, particularly in the first half. It's understandable that the second half wasn't as glossy as the opening 45 minutes, where they played some of the best football that the Singapore Premier League has seen in many years. And we finally have a glimpse of what they're capable of. Oshino, my word, full-blooded with the scores as it is. Kartik Raj didn't have to kick this out for an injury as well, and that will probably take us to full time, to be honest. Can't see the referee playing too much time past the 93. Oshino will have to bring his lumbering flame to its feet to play out the last couple of seconds here. I think the final whistle's about to go at OTH. The final whistle is certainly about to go here. And all of a sudden, the title race is on. Balestier Khalsa have been thrashed by the Lion City Sailors by 7 goals to 1, 5-0 at half-time. They only conceded twice in the second stanza, but by that point, the damage was already done. Stipe Plazabak with his second hat-trick of the season, his first, though, for the Lion City Sailors after his hat-trick for Hougang against the Young Lions. He bags a trio against Balestier. He opened the scoring after 10 minutes with a beautiful set-piece delivery from Shardan. He then turned provider with an assist to Ul Young Song to make it 2-0 after 19 minutes. Plazabak got his second after 28 minutes, completed a hat-trick after the half hour, and then also was a big part in the build-up of play with Gabriel Quack that laid it on to Saifullah to get his first goal of the season to make it 5-0 at the break. Into the second stanza to Jelly, after some confusion as to whether he was offside, got his first goal of the season to make it 6. Krajcik latched on to a Rudy Kairula mistake to get a consolation, and then Adam Swandy, having been on the pitch for less than 30 seconds, got the Lion City Sailors 7th with 25 minutes to go. Gabriel Quack had a great game, did everything but score, but the headlines will all be about Stipe Plazabak, and more particularly about the Lion City Sailors. We needed a statement from them. Statement has been made. The Lion City Sailors go second in the AIA Singapore Premier League, and with Tampines being held at OTH, they're now just 5 points off the Stags at the top. As we look back at the goals, there's the first one. Shardan's free kick, a wonderful header from Stipe. look at this for Stipe Plazibat. Lovely little deft touch. Song still had a lot to do from a very narrow angle. Made it 2-0. And this came after, remember, Balestier had a couple of good chances themselves through the first 10 minutes. All about Stipe Plazibat and this little deft touch over the top. And Song's finish was sublime also. That was 2-0. Stipe Plazibat would go on to benefit from Gabriel Quack doing a nice bit of thieving off Hyo Hang Yi. Lovely reverse pass. Plazibat shot, unable to be stopped by Zaiful Nizam. So 3-0 up with 28 minutes to go. The game already won, but they went through the gears some more in a first half where they were simply sublime. Another Shardan free kick, another Plazibat header. That was 4 after 31 minutes. Shardan ran the midfield in a great display for the Sailors this afternoon. Gabriel Quack over the top to Plazibat. The flag stayed down so he could complete his hat-trick, which he'd already done, so he squared it back to Zaifula to make it 5-0 right on half-time. Then into the second half, some confusion here after Zaiful Nizam clearance was headed high and looping back into the area. Plazibat was offside but didn't interfere. Tajeli wasn't, and that's a fantastic finish from a defender. His first goal of the season, and it was 6-0. There was to be one bright spot for Balestier Khalsa, and a concern if Hassan Sunny's out long term, because a couple of times Rudy Kairula's clearance with the ball at his feet left a little bit to be desired, as we get another look at Tajeli's excellent finish. And we're not going to see the Krajcik goal, apparently. We'll go straight to see that lead from Stipe to send it through to Adam Swandy to make it a 7-star showing for the Lion City Sailors. Balestier Khalsa 1, the Lion City Sailors 7. And apologies if you're a Balestier Khalsa fan. I think the least we could have done was show you your goal. But it was the Lion City Sailors that provided all the highlights here at Bishan. There's no question about that. Incredibly, well, that doesn't quite add up for me, but the stats say that Balestier Khalsa had 14 shots to the Lion City Sailors 20. It matters not really. Just the one yellow card, and that was shown to Faisal, second half substitute for Balestier Khalsa. It did end up 1-1, Gailing International, after Tampines Rovers had taken the lead through Boris Kapolovic in the first half. Cairo Nizam with an opportunist goal, levelled it up. And despite Adam Hakim being sent off for 2 yellow cards with 35 minutes to play at our Tampines hub, Gailang held firm. Tampines couldn't break them down. And that does give the league table a very interesting feel tonight. The Sailors jumped from 6th to 2nd. They've played the same number of games as Tampines. They've already played the Stags once. They'll have to play them here later this month. And that could be the game that determines it all. As it is, Tampines still with that point today have a 5-point buffer. Balestier Khalsa dropped down to 4th. And don't forget, tomorrow there's one more great game to come. Albrechts Nagata will entertain Hougang at Gerongish. You can see it live on Singtel Star if you're in Singapore, the AIA Singapore Premier League social media channels, and One Play Sports as well. So that just about does it from everyone here at Bishan. We hope you stay safe and well. Our condolences once more to the family and friends of the departed Salim Moin, who passed away tragically last night at the age of 59, the assistant coach at Hougang United. We held a minute's silence for him earlier today, and I'm sure we'll be doing the same tomorrow at Geelong East. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. Stay safe, and we'll look forward to seeing you again at Geelong East tomorrow for Albrechts Nagata against Hougang in the AIA Singapore Premier League.